Let's talk about the good, the bad, the ugly of becoming a living carer here in the UK. So my name is Chinyere Ojike. You are most welcome to my channel. I am a mom vlogger here in the UK. I make videos about lifestyle and I also answer general questions about the UK. Feel free to leave your questions in the comment section. Subscribe to my channel. Please like this video to help this video, to reach out a wider audience. Turn on the notification bell and keep on coming for more videos. All right. So what is living care? Living care is a kind of care people receive in their homes, basically because some of them do not want to go to residential home. They don't want to live in the care homes. They prefer to live in their own homes because they still want to have their families and loved ones around, and they still want to remain in a place where they are familiar with. And some of them choose to stay in their home and have these living carers coming to provide care services to them simply because they want to have a particular carer or certain carers providing services to them, and not just a number of people providing services, care services to them, just like what you would have in the nursing homes, and then the places set aside for them to live as a group of individuals. But in their homes, they are basically there with someone coming in to spend some time, a certain period of time with them, possibly 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 months, 1 month, depending on the need and in the agreement between them and the person coming in as a carer. So they are also providing visas to overseas workers to come in and do this job. Now, what you are expected to do, what are your job descriptions, your roles as a living carer? It's still something that is not far more different from what people who go in the nursing homes, what they do. But the only difference is this: it depends on the number of contracts you sign. Some people go in and spend a period of 2 weeks, 1 week, 1 month, 2 months. I've seen someone who had gone in for 3 months in someone's house, providing this care services to this person. He said he spent 3 months. That was his contract. After 3 months, he's able to go on holiday and come back as at when due. So it all depends on the number of days you sign to be staying in as a living carer. But bear in mind that you're basically going to be living there, and are you going to be paying rent while living in this person's house or in your care receiver's house? The answer is no. You're not going to be paying rent because your client is basically going to be providing you with an accommodation where you'll be laying your head. And what are your roles? Basically, you'll be doing what is called personal task or personal care. And personal care includes you, bathing the person if the person cannot do it by themselves, you cleaning for the person, and you cooking for the person. Don't worry about cooking. Don't worry if you don't know how to cook British food or English food. Their meal preparation is quite simple. Most often they have all these things already made, canned food. You just have to warm in the microwave and serve them, or they would let you know what they like, So you are there to do all this personal care. If it means changing the bumper, sorry about that. If it means helping the person with toileting, you are also expected to do that, So these are included in the person's personal care routine. Another of your job role is to, do medication for this person you are staying with, because you'll be giving training on how to give medication to your service user. You'll be trained, so you know what time, when, the dosage. And if honestly, the bad aspect of this, yes, I shall be talking about everything together. The bad aspect of this is this: if you go wrong with medication, maybe you give the person an overdose or wrong medication at a certain time, honestly, know it that you're going in for it. You can even go to jail as a result of that, because things are taken very serious here. And it can also affect your DBS. Yeah. Also help this client with shopping when there is need for him to go shopping. You go shopping for a person. You can go with a person depending on the nature of the person's health condition or the assistance the person would be needing. You run errand with this person. This is another job you do, and you can also go on holiday with this person The person might be living in the UK and wishes to go on holiday to the United States. You are traveling with the person, your flight money will be paid, your hotel. Yes, you are the person's personal carer, so you are everywhere around that person. You travel with the person, your feeding is also covered. So now you are also expected to provide mobility assistance to your clients, depending if the person has not if the person doesn't have a stable mobility. You are expected to watch this person, support this person walking around his or her house. You know, like I said, I mentioned toilet, shower, or bathing, whichever one he or she wants. You are there to watch over this person. So another thing you should bear in mind is this, that your major role to this client is to ensure that the person lives happily and safely in their home. You are there to protect the person. You are there to watch over the person, because whatever that happens to this client, you are accountable for it. The first person the police would come for, it's you. Definitely you're going to be called for questioning. So make sure that you protect your clients. You make sure that your client's safety is paramount. All right, the next point is this. You are not there to do what your client can do. You know, you are there to do what your client cannot do. Allow for independence. Allow independence of your clients. If there are things your client can do, let your client do that which he can do, which he or she is capable of doing. Do not make your client totally independent. You know, it's definitely going to be affecting the person's head. You are not there to pity your client. You are not there to stop your client from doing whatever he knows how to do. If he knows how to make a cup of tea by himself, let him do it. Yours is to watch over, you know, to make sure that there are no hazards around where he is making the tea. Don't make your client totally dependent on you. Okay. All right. So even though you are expected to do some kind of cleaning for your clients in the house, I tell you what, when it comes to walking the dog, cleaning the back of the window, outside of the window, mowing the lounge, that is the garden, cutting the grasses, I don't think you are expected to do that. Though all these things should be written in your employment contract, what you are expected to do. But take for instance, if you are watching over a client who is vulnerable, who is likely to fall at any time, and you are outside there cleaning the back of the window, outside of the house, would you know when your client is in danger? What if he falls? And if it is something that you should have saved the life, maybe if you were there watching, you should have called the ambulance to come rescue him or her. You are out there cleaning outside. In fact, you're going to get in trouble, because definitely they're going to blame you for it. Oh my goodness, they're going to blame you for any harm that come to your client. So please make sure that you understand your job role very well, and it has a definition to you before you sign any contract of taking up such a job role in this very country, to avoid getting into trouble. Yes, your DBS is something that you should protect, because if you have any dents, any form of police issues in this country, social service case in this country, it is always difficult to come out of it. Getting a different job or getting another job might be a hassle for you. So please know your limits in your place of work. Another fantastic thing about living carers job role is the payment. That's the salary. It's something that is very attractive. Some of these living carers, they get paid something around 600 to 700 per a week, because you are sleeping there, you know. Though someone has also reported that sometimes you don't get paid at night. You only get paid for the hours you work during the day. This was coming from the person who had done a living carers job for a period of 3 months. I don't know why his own is like that, because I know that living carers job, you get paid for both day and night. You know, so some of them, they get paid as much as 700 and above per a week. You know, so by the end of the year, some of them get something about 38,000 or more than that, depending on the area where you are doing this job. So it comes with fantastic salary or wages, as the case. Another thing is this: if you are doing a sleep in, you know, as a living carer, it depends on the nature of health challenge or the care service you are providing to your clients. You know, some of them are really stable, so at night they go to bed and you go to your own room and sleep. If it is someone that has a mobility problem, the person would call your attention to come support him. Walk him or her to the toilet to avoid falls, because old people are so fragile in this very country. Once they fall, it could lead to certain emergency. And always ensure that you report every form of such emergencies. And another thing you should be doing as a living carer or someone providing care, especially when you are medication trained, ensure that whenever a client refuses medication, make sure that you call the attention of your employer, your lines manager, report this. Do not say, oh, he didn't want it, so I cannot force him to have it. No, report this. It is really important you do report that he or she has refused this medication. He didn't want to take it. I don't think you should be calling the GP, the lines manager, someone that gave you that job. You are accountable to someone or your agency that sent you to do such a job. This is the person you should be reporting to and no one else, And you write this down, that so person refused medication. It is really important you do so. Another major disadvantage of becoming a living carer is you having to spend weeks, months in someone's house. It's like you denying yourself of social life, depriving yourself of so much activities outside world, staying with someone. It depends. Sometimes this person might not even want to travel or go outside in a week, so you are stuck in that person's house. And if you have a family, it is not really okay for a family person. This job would be good for someone who is still single. Like the young man who told me he did 3 months living at someone's house in Manchester for 3 months. He said the pay was perfectly satisfying and very interesting, very attractive per se. But the major problem, I will quote him, he said, one major problem with doing a living carer's job is this: as a married man, that by the time you return to your home, another man has taken your wife away from you. He said another man could have been arranging your wife for you. It's just a crazy statement. It's a funny statement though, but it is true in a way. It all depends though. It all depends. But basically, I must tell you that this job, living carer's job, is better when you are single or when you are alone, when you are coming to the UK alone, when your family are not coming with you, you know that yes, you are staying in this person's house. And a lot of students, I've run into a Nigerian student that did it, yes, on my street here. She says she did it because it was during this September holiday, long holiday, summer holiday. So she went to live with somebody in London, that it pays her a lot more than the current, because she was going to work. The day I saw her, she's a support worker. She said it really paid her. She's preparing to bring in her family from Nigeria, family of 3, so she's preparing to bring them. So she said that 1 month she lived in someone's house alone, the money is enough to bring in her family over here. So it pays. The pay is absolutely attractive. But the major disadvantages of having to stay away from your family in case your family is here is something that is challenging about this job role. In other words, it is very attractive. It is something that is worth doing. And you look up on Google, there are a lot of vacancies in this living carer's job with tier 2 sponsorship visa in the UK. Yes, I've seen about 16 openings in this very city where I am currently staying. So you can check. Did I say city? In this very community where I am currently staying. All right. Thank you so much for your time. I sincerely appreciate your clicking to watch this content. Do not forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, turn the notification bell on, and keep coming for more. Bye for now, and see you again in my next upload.